What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be going over the top 10 best point guards in NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. So, lads, this is only going to be primary point guards. It's not gonna be there's not gonna be any secondary point guards here. It is literally only gonna be primary. So you're not gonna see any Ron Boones or Anthony Simons here. Just to keep it consistent, because we're going to be doing one of these for every position for the rest of, well, the month, because it's, well, today, tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is the 29th, I think. What am I saying? Wednesday is the 29th. I legitimately, 29th is my birthday. I legitimately forgot, I forgot that my birthday was on Wednesday. It's, you know, you're getting old when you forgot when your birthday is. But, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to have 3 honorable mentions first. I'm going to give the reasons why I didn't put them on the list. First of all, Ron Harper. I personally just think Ron Harper is a very niche player. He suits some people to the ground, whereas I think the average player is going to really, really struggle with Ron Harper. He gives up a lot on offense. And unless you're very, very comfortable with your point guard not really shooting the ball that much, I don't rate Ron Harper that highly. I do think he's good. Don't get me wrong, I think he's really good. I would personally use him over a lot of this top 10, but again, it all just depends on the way a person plays. Another player that, again, I'm not putting Kyrie in my top 10. If you have Kyrie as your number 1 point guard in the game, that is fine. But there is one person I've faced Kyrie Irving maybe 12 times. I've played one person where he hasn't been a liability. If Kyrie is not giving you 25 points a game, he is a liability. That 69 lateral quickness is so bad on Kyrie. I don't know why specifically Kyrie, but he gets, like, I literally just run pick and rolls with Kyrie as a roll guy. Like, no matter who you try, if you put Kyrie on my point guard, I'm blowing by Kyrie and scoring. If you put Kyrie on my 2 guard is setting the screens, and Kyrie is getting caught in these pick and rolls. Like, Kyrie is so easy to abuse. If you are brilliant with Kyrie Irving and Kyrie is your favorite player, be my guest. Keep using him. This is just a list that I am making. If Kyrie suits your play style, he is great. The problem is that I would say for 70 to 80% of players, Kyrie Irving's a liability because he's so bad on the defensive end, and unless you're really good with him on offense, you're gonna struggle. And you can put the Kemba Walker and Fred Brown in the same spot, and then we got Steve Nash as like a honorable mention. I just don't think he's that good. He's fine. Like, yeah, he's a goal mismatch expert and stuff, but he's 6'3", so it's not like he triggers that unless you put a big defender on. To be fair, if you put Kyrie or Kawhi on him, it does trigger it. But I don't know. I've used him. I don't really like this release. I think his defense is pretty okay. I just think they're 10 better. But if you have Steve Nash in your top 10, like, he's going to go as 10.5. Steve Nash would be the closest for me. I think Ron Harper is too flawed on the defensive end, or on the offensive end. I think Kyrie's too flawed on the defensive end. I think Steve Nash is just, I don't know, there's just something about him that I don't like. I've used him, he's okay. So at number 10, we have got this Jamal Murray card right here. 6'4", 6'6" wingspan. He's got 2 hops, 12 goals, 87 speed, 89 3-ball, 84 lateral quickness. He's an 80 driving dunk as well, which is pretty big. Does not come with some of the more OP badges. Does not come with like mismatch expert or limitless spot up. Well, limitless spot doesn't matter. Or lucky number 7, sorry. Doesn't get any defensive badges. But Trey Burke upper, base 80. The guy's cash. His behind the back is okay. His dribbling is pretty good. And he's got decent height for a point guard. I think number 10 is a quite solid spot for him. But again, if you want to flip him off the list and put in Steve Nash, I'm cool with that as well. I think they are quite similar level cards. Honestly, Steve, up to like, you could argue Steve Nash over the dude I have at number 5. That is how like tight this is. Really up to number, I really think up to about number 3, you can probably interchange almost anybody. Heck, you could, if you want to put Kyrie at number 3, I'm not even going to complain. But then we have got Freddie VanVleet. So Fred VanVleet is in here at number 9. 6'1". Again, a really good defender. And the one super underrated thing is that because of how the mismatch expert badge works, at 6'1", he can now guard CP3. And that's the thing that people don't realize. It's like, CP3 is so tough to defend because you can't put like a 6'7" dude on him, or he's going to struggle, but you can put a Fred VanVleet on him. His ratings are not the best. Like, he's got decent lateral. He's not going to dunk it. He's only an 83 3 ball, but I like that Giannis release. He's got the Pro 3 behind the back. His dribbling is good. His defense is good. His quick first step is good. Fred VanVleet, a more than solid card. And he's kind of like a poor man CP3. Realistically, that's what he is. Like, he's about 80 or so K cheaper. And I think that in terms of bang for your buck, he probably is better. And I'm going to have Fred VanVleet down here at number 9. At number 8, we got Dame. So, the Dame versus Kyrie debate is real. Like, Dame's an inch smaller, but has a longer wingspan. Dame's got a little bit better lateral quickness. Dame's got some better silver badges. Kyrie's got more gold badges. Neither of them are the greatest on defense. Dame can dunk the ball, whereas Kyrie can't. I personally think Dame release on quick is 100 times better than Kyrie's, and Dame behind the back is 100 times better than Kyrie's behind the back. But the real difference is that I just think the barrier for use is so much lower on Dame. Like, you can use Dame. If you are not good at the game, you can have success with Dame because he's fast and can dunk and just kind of runs around and hit some crazy shots. If you are good at the game, you can still use Dame and be really successful with him. The only real situation where Dame isn't great is if you're like a stage / pro-am point guard type player and you rely a lot on dribble moves. And again, that is less than 1% of the player base. Those guys love Kyrie Irving. Like, they're a lot more than 1% of the competitive players. They are 1% of the player base. But for that 1% of the players, Kyrie Irving is better than Dame. But for most people, I think Dame has a low low barrier of use. I've seen not great players cook with Dame. I've seen good players cook with Dame. That behind the back is quite good as well. He triggers some really nice animations a lot of the time, and his release is very, very easy. So Dame Lillard, for me, is going in here at number 8. He would be higher if his defense was a little bit better, but like, again, I would probably have him interchangeable with most people. I initially thought Dame was number 1. I don't think that anymore, but he's pretty good. At number 7, we got Sleepy Floyd. Now, this guy is a lock-in reward, an exchange reward for exchanging quite a few players. So Sleepy Floyd is 6'3", 6'6" wingspan, 84 3 ball, 89 speed and acceleration, 84 lateral. He's got every key badge realistically in the game defensively, no like mismatch expert. And you might be thinking, like, what does he do exceptionally well? Like, if you badge him up, he's better than Nash. He is. He's not that much better than Nash, but if you badge him up, he's a little bit better than Nash. But the only reason he's down this low is it's just that upper. It's the most awkward looking thing ever. I've used Sleepy a few times, and it's just awkward. But again, Sleepy has got decent height and wingspan for a point guard. And again, he's another one that is just interchangeable with, heck, like any of the guys we've mentioned so far. Even Ron Harper, Kyrie, who didn't make my top 11, and you could put him over Sleepy. These guys are all interchangeable. They're all so similar level players. Then at number 6, we got Bob Cousy. Now, this guy is my backup point. He's my backup point guard. Cousy's really good. And when I say really good, I mean really, really good. So Bob Cousy, 90 3 ball, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, only bronze mismatch expert, but he hits gold sniper, gold dimer, gold downhill, gold floor general, silver clamps. Problem is no hot badges on Cousy, but it doesn't matter. Cousy's movement is insane. Shifty dribble style, really good dribbling. CP3 release with a way better upper than CP3, so it's easier to green. His wingspan is 6'8", but it looks about 8 foot long. His arms look so long. Maybe it's just because he's small, but his arms do look really, really long. And for me, Bob Cousy is one of those like super underrated players that not a lot of people are still talking about. Like, again, people were kind of hyped when they first got him, but I don't regret doing domination purely because of Bob Cousy, because I don't think he's going to be in my team for the long haul, but I think he's going to be usable for the long haul. And that's the thing, like, you guys know that I just consistently just sell any player I have that costs anything. I'll do their XP and I'll sell them. Like, I'd have no attachment to really any player in my team, because I'm just trying to build up my MT for later on in the year and just use as many reward cards as possible. So, yeah, that is pretty much it. I really, really enjoy Bob Cousy, and I think he is a fantastic player. And I think Bob Cousy is definitely better than the guys we have below him. This is like when we get into the good territory. And number 5, Stefan Marbury. This dude is incredible. And I don't care what anyone says. I have Marbury. Like, when I used Marbury, he was better for me than Cousy. I just sold Marbury because I'm like, there's no point I'm 25k tied up in a player when I don't really play the game that much. But 80 driving dunk, 82 lateral, 91 speed, 91 acceleration, 79 3 ball. Got a bunch of gold badges, gold quick first step. He's got, and you might be wondering, like, how is he better than Dame? The quick dribble style. The quick dribble style, he just burns people. Like, you can move so much better with him than Dame Lillard. And defensively, he is that little bit better than Dame. Again, that 82 lateral quickness, 76 steal, a couple of defensive badges. He is definitely that bit better than Dame on defense. 6'3", 6'4 wingspan. Stefan Marbury is ridiculous. I think 5 is a fair spot for him. Like, if you want to put him lower than 5, I'm cool with that. If you don't have him in your top 10, I'm cool with that. But for me, Stefan Marbury is a deserved number 5. Like, no question about that. At number 4, we got Derrick Rose. Stefan Marbury with half quick first step and a longer wingspan. That's basically it. So if you're wondering what I mean by that, if you want to put Derrick Rose, I initially had Derrick Rose number 3 on my list. If you want to put him a little bit higher, that's fine. But you're looking at this, obviously you got a few extra hot zones on D-Rose. Stats wise, a real difference here between these guys is like, you have a little bit extra speed, but again, the quick first step means more than this speed, acceleration, and speed with ball. Offensive rebound, he's like 20 of the stats. Marbury's better on defense. In terms of badges, like Marbury has more total, but you've got more Hall of Fame badges on Derrick Rose. And downhill and quick first step on half over goal are pretty good. And you got a plus 10 dunk for D-Rose. But they're so similar. And the reason I say they're so similar, I mean, the only difference in all of their SIGs is the fact that they've different signature sizes and different signature combos. And when I move around with them, I actually kind of prefer the way Marbury moves. So I'm putting Rose ahead of Marbury because I think Rose is better. But I mean, they're so similar that I'm putting them one after the other. I think they're super similar. At number 3, I got Walt Frazier. The best defensive point guard in the game. Only problem is that mismatch expert still triggers if your opponent's using CP3. So he can't really guard Chris Paul. But on any other point guard, he's the best. He is the best point guard defender in the game. He guards Kyrie so well. He boxes Derrick Rose. Like, whether it's a rim runner or a 3-hunter, he guards everybody. He's got that 94 on-ball steal tendency. He's got the base 36, which is fine off the catch. I wouldn't 3-hunt with him because he can't 3-hunt. Like, you got to run a second. You got to run a, like, 2-guard. You got to run him as a secondary ball handler. He shouldn't be your primary ball handler. But you got half floor general, which is not a big badge in July. But it's a very important badge in September because every player on your team gets a +4 to all offensive stats. Especially with guys that have, like, 82 ball handle. It's very important, this floor general badge. Bullet passer as well. I mean, it's an okay badge to have. I would rather see some other halves on him. But, like, again, he's got, like, catch and shoot, difficult shots, green machine, hot zone hunter. I mean, I wish he had sniper, but it's not the end of the world. He's got handles for days. It's silver clamps, the biggest lie in this game. He's got hustler, interceptor, defense leader, pick dodger, tireless defender, pickpocket on silver. He's got unbelievable lateral quickness, really good speed. And just in terms of defense, I think maybe I have him a little bit high at number 3. Because I think you can even argue in terms of overall game that someone like a Nash or a Cousy is better. But I'm going to put my Walt at number 3. And number 2, we got Chris Paul. 6 foot tall, 6'4 wingspan, 90 speed, 90 acceleration, 86 3-ball, CP3 base. Chris Paul dribble style, which is very similar to Shifty. He's got Chef, Deadeye, Green Machine, Limitless, Spot Up. On silver, basically all the defensive badges on gold that you need. Silver, quick first step, half floor general, half dimer. This badge right here is the big thing. Mismatch expert. Chris Paul can change the game. And he genuinely can change the game. Because if you're running, for example, Ron Harper at the point, you're running Kawhi, you normally run like Kawhi at the 3 and Kawhi guards the ball, you're going to struggle. Because CP3 will just shoot the ball in their face and it's going to go in. That badge is, there's a reason why people are running 5'9" point guards in Pro Amp. There's a reason why they're going to run tiny players, and it's just that one badge. That one badge is changing the complete meta of my team. And I hope the 2K don't change it, because small cards can actually be useful now. They are actually useful. And Chris Paul, it changes everything because now you gotta probably have a small player there, a small defender, just in case someone's running Chris Paul. If someone's running Chris Paul against me, the first thing I do is swap Cousy onto the court. Like, no matter what, if I've got my wall for age, I normally start wall for age with LaMelo. I'm straight away bringing Cousy onto the floor because of the mismatch expert badge. Because I'm like, okay, I can't guard him or anybody else. So the days of small players being useless because you could just put giant players on defending them are gone. And also, because of his defense, he's probably as good, because of that badge as well, he's probably as good a CP3 defender as anyone else. If they do come out with, I don't know, I'm trying to think, maybe a Tim Hardaway card with half mismatch expert, CP3 again can counter that card. He's going to shoot the ball so well contested that he's going to be nearly impossible to be guarded by giants. I just think he's brilliant. And number 1, Darren Williams. 6'3", 6'10 wingspan, half difficult shots, goal catch and shoot, half floor general, half unpluckable, goal quick for steps, silver clamps, 93 speed, 93 acceleration, 93 ball, 84 lateral, 70 driving dunk. Dude's got a 90 on-ball steal tendency, a chicken base 38 release, decent behind the back. What you're getting with Darren Williams is he's got an unbelievably long wingspan. Dude's 6'3". He's a sniper. He handles it well, can dunk, plays really good defense, and he's 6'3", so he does not. You do not trigger mismatch expert using CP3 on. Mismatch expert does not trigger with him, so he's one of the best defensive point guards in the game in terms of versatility as well. He's got that long wingspan to guard so that if you're coming up against like a Kyrie or something, and you have like a Kawhi guarding ball, that he's got that long enough wingspan that he can easily guard any 2 guard in the game, and he can guard he can guard some small forwards because of that wingspan, as well as that. If you are facing a CP3, he's not too tall that he can actually do a really good job on him on defense. And then again, a really good shooter, good ball handling, good dribbling, decent dunker. I think Darren Williams is just number 1 in my opinion. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now let's recap. Honorable mentions were Steve Nash, Ron Harper, Kyrie Irving. Number 10, Jamal Murray. Number 9, Fred VanVleet. Number 8, Dame Lillard. Number 7, Sleepy Floyd. Number 6, Bob Cousy. And honestly, if you want to argue any of these as out of the top 10, you can. Even Marbury, number 5. And now I think the 4 that will be on everyone's list. Number 4, Derrick Rose. Number 3, Wall for Age. Number 2, CP3. And number 1 for me is Darren Williams. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.